We were speaking yesterday about Bitachon, and what you're supposed to, the benefits of being single, and the time that you have for yourself, even if you're married. But today we're going to speak about the Bitachon you're supposed to have, what you're supposed to be thinking, what's supposed to be your mentality when you do have friends and family and a wife and kids. So he says, if the one who Bitachon in Hashem has a wife, has kids, has relatives, has friends, has enemies, you should rely on Hashem to be spared from being overly burdened by them. That means to say that a person could think, it's too hard to have a family, to have kids, to have relatives, to have enemies, to live in a Jewish community. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of difficult things to deal with. You should know that you have to have bitachon on Hashem, that He will save you from all these burdens. He says what? You should always do your best, efforts, to fulfill your obligation so you have towards these people, and to be sincere with them. Meaning, you should do it with a full heart. You shouldn't do it like, okay, fine, I'll take you. Okay, fine, I'll do for you. Person has to do it with a whole heart. He has to make sure not to harm them physically, emotionally, right? Don't abuse them. You should always give good to them. You should be dependable in all their affairs. You should be reliable, a consistent support for them. You should teach them spiritual, worldly matters, in order that they should serve Hashem. As it says, you should love your fellows yourself. You should not hate your brother in your heart. Meaning, you shouldn't do things for ulterior motives for them. And you're not going to do things for them to get something out of them. Not that they're going to give you a favor back. In order not to make them indebted to you. Not a desire for their honor or praise. And not to make yourself an authority over them. Rather what? So why do people love their kids? Why do people love their wives? Maybe some people love their wives and their kids because they get kavod from them. Because they know I have to be good to my wife, that way my wife will be good to me. Or they think that they like to be the king of the house. They like to take care of people, and then people should depend on them, and that way they can get kavod from them. I'm the leader of the house. Without me, what would you guys be? So that's sometimes the feeling a person can have. Says the Chovot Halevavot, that's wrong. All of that is wrong. You should be raising your kids and have a wonderful relationship with your wife. Why? Because that's what's going to help you serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu. It's a mitzvah to get married and to have children, and you're doing it to fulfill the word of Hashem. You love your wife sincerely, you love your kids sincerely, but ultimately, what's the main reason you're doing everything you do? Because it's a mitzvah and you're serving Hashem this way. Not because you like how it feels, not because you get kavod from them, not because you're expecting something back from them. You're doing it pure reason for serving Hashem. Because if a person, Chas v'Shalom, does have an ulterior motive for why he's raising his kids and having a relationship with his wife, not just you will lose your reward olam haba because your intentions were selfish, but more than that, you'll not attain your desire from them in this world, and all your labor would be in vain. Then what? If your family feels that you're helping them because of selfish reasons, what's going to be? In the end, they're not going to honor you. In the end, they're not going to do back for you what you did for them. And even if they sing your praises and do chores for you, they're not going to do it because they really love you. They do it because they're scared of you. They do it because they have no control in the situation. So because you're lacking sincerity, Hashem will not allow him to attain the desire of honor and indebtedness from his family. So when you're looking for this, Hashem is not going to allow it. What did we say yesterday in Midrash, right? The one who has fear of Hashem, he will be king in his house, right? But if you demand the kavod, it's not going to be real kavod. So the same thing over here, says the Chovot Halevavot. But if you do this, you raise your family out of service of Hashem, Hashem will repay you back in this world. Hashem will place His praise in His family's mouth and elevate His stature in their eyes. So you'll have olam hazeh because your family will love you, they will respect you, they'll do your will, and on top of that, you also get olam haba for this. So you raise your family, you did the mitzvah of having a family, as it says in King Solomon's writings in Melachim Bet. It says, "Gam asher lo sha'alta natati lach, gam osher gam kavod." Right? What did Shlomo Melech get asked by Hashem? Hashem says, I want to give you a wish. What do you want? You want to be wise? Or you want to be wealthy? You want to have a long life? So he said, I want to be wise. He said, you know what? Don't worry. I'm going to give you everything. You're going to have riches, you're going to have wisdom, you're going to have honor, you're going to have everything. So when you serve Hashem by raising your family, the reason why you raise your family is because you're serving Hashem. Hashem says, you know what? I'll give you everything. I'll give you kavod, I'll give you honor, I'll give you osher, I'll give you wealth, I'll give you olam hazeh, I'll give you olam haba, everything. But if you do it for selfish reasons, Hashem says, I give you nothing. You get nothing. It's gonna be, they don't respect you, it's gonna be a struggle, and on top of that, you struggled for nothing because you didn't get a mitzvah of it. You just did it for selfish reasons. So therefore, that's the attitude you should have with your family. It was an interesting point over here. He's saying that Hashem makes it that they will respect you. That's a huge influence. And the Orach Chaim HaKadosh says the same thing by Kibbut Avayim. The Orach Chaim HaKadosh says the way you respect your parents is how your kids will respect you. So therefore, if you respect your parents very well, and you have the Zuchut of Kibbut Avayim, Hashem makes it that your kids listen to you. You see, Hashem can influence people that they should respect you. So let's say you didn't respect your parents, so then that's why your kids don't respect you. You know, even though you could be a good guy, but you don't have the zuchut, so Hashem makes that He doesn't allow them to get the full respect to you. So therefore, you have to have the zuchut, right? What does it say by a wife? The Gemara says, "Ezer kenegdo." She's a helper opposite of him. Ezer, if you have zuchut, Ezer. If you have zuchut, she helps you. If you don't have zuchut, lo zacha kenegdo. She's opposite of you. So you see how much zuchut plays a role in raising your family. Okay.
I feel like in the end of your life, you start not in the end, but in the middle of your life, you start like respecting your parents. Because a lot of people don't grow up with it.
Right.
And then once they become
Right.
it, then they become.
Right. So maybe once you became aware of the obligation to do so, how important it is, that's from there. Maybe from there, that's when Hashem starts judging. Maybe if a guy didn't know the importance of it, even though I think that universally everyone knows you have to respect your parents, like a normal intuitive thing. But right. Hormonal. Starting from the point when Hashem believes that you should have known better. Okay, let's start up with the next topic. Is a note over here. We're going to talking about Bitachon and dealing with friends. But for the last point over here with the family, he says Chovot Halevavot puts an emphasis on having the proper attitude when supporting your family. You have to realize that you have to do it for the sake of serving Hashem. So obviously, Hakadosh Baruch Hu doesn't need a father of a family. He can technically support a family without a father. There's many families who don't have a father, right? But Hashem puts a burden on the father because Hashem wants the man to have this test. You understand? Hashem could provide for them easily without him. Why does Hashem make it that they have the father? Because the father is going to be tested now if he's going to go earn an honest living and if he's going to go and raise his family with the right intentions. So this is another test. It's just like a parnasah. Hashem could give you parnasah very easily. Why does He give it to you through difficulty? Because it's a test. It's a test. He wants to test you. So too having a family. Having a family is also a test. How you deal with this test is one of the main tests in life because you deal with it all the time. It's not like you have a test in one moment. Your family is a test every day. Every day you deal with them. So therefore, if you rise to the challenge, you serve your family selflessly, then what? Then it comes out you were always doing a mitzvah. You were learning, then you went home and did another mitzvah. But if you were learning and then you went home to deal with your family, you look at it as a chore. You look at it as, what do I get out of this? You look at it as, I raise my kids because I want them to give me honor. I want them to be a doctor one day, and that way I can tell my friends my son's a doctor. So then you're doing it for selfish reasons. It's not considered a service of Hashem. So it comes out it could be a waste of time, big waste of time, or it could be a big mitzvah. Okay, the next thing. Now let's address the way for a person to apply bitachon in regards to friends. Regards to the social groups. There's a lot of social groups. Yeah. He says, for example, when a person needs help, he usually turns to someone above him. Right? There's a people who are not, let's say, out of my league a little bit. They're in a different social group, right? And then, and if you need somebody to do a task for you, you usually ask somebody lower than you, right? You ask somebody who is not in your social group. Hey, can you go and get me this? Can you go do this for me, that for me? You ask him for a favor, right? So he says, הפנים הישרים לו, כשיביא אותו הצורך לבקש חפץ מישהו למעלה ממנו, למטה ממנו, שיפתח בו אלוקיו וישים סיבה להשלמתו. The proper approach when you need help or you ask something from somebody is you have to rely on Hashem. This person is just a shaliach. you should always know that at the end of the day, if Hashem wants it to happen, it will happen. It's just these people, do they have the zechut to be a shaliach or not? And then the next thing also, which we will talk about, what we're going to talk about next time, is we're dealing with adversaries, dealing with enemies. That we also, a lot of people fight with people and have enemies, and you should realize that if Hashem sends somebody to bother you, then also it's from Hashem. So you shouldn't, just like when you send somebody to do something good, don't have too much gratitude because he's a shaliach. Same thing with the enemy. Don't look at him so much hate, because at the end of the day, he's also a shaliach, and your ultimate discussion should be with Hashem. Baruch Adonai Olam.